AEW Unrestricted. We are the official podcast of All Elite Wrestling. This is, how long have we been doing this, Aubrey?
Oh my God, like almost, I'd say we're coming up on like 3 years maybe?
On 3 years. How about that?
Maybe
Tony,
2? I don't know.
I don't
it feels
know.
like yesterday.
Yeah, wait till you get my age. It'll feel like.
Oh, Jesus.
That's a long way in your life. Anyway, I'm Tony Schiavone, along with referee Aubrey Edwards. Hey, Aubrey.
Hi, Tony. I love you. I'm so happy you're here.
I love you too. And we also love our guest, Toni Storm, who's joined us. Hi, Tony.
Hi, Tony.
How are you?
I'm good.
So
How are
many
you?
Tonys.
It is so great. There really is. They're so great to have you in AEW. You've been such a delight to work with, and also you've given us such great matches. It's great to have you here.
Thank you. I'm really happy to be here. I'm having the time of my life so far. So
yeah,
it's been great.
I think one of the favorite things is like now we've got 3 Tonys backstage, and I don't think we've ever run into any issue figuring out which Tony anyone is referring to, because there's like TK, Schiavone, and Tony, and it's just everyone knows and everyone follows along. It's great.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awkward because I've been getting confused and I'm one of the Tonys, so that's good. This is going so well.
Yeah. That's actually why I use my last name. Hey, it's Schiavone. So there you go. Anyway, Tony, let's start by this. You had your first wrestling match at age 13. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yes, I did. I guess it was a wrestling match.
Well,
I started quite young for a really small company in Australia that allowed 12-year-olds to wrestle. Not sure.
Okay.
Not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I got to wrestle, and I somehow made it through, and I'm still standing. I'm still here now. Somehow.
Oh my. So you start wrestling when you're 13, and clearly if you're wrestling when you're 13, you've been a wrestling fan in childhood. When was the first time that you were introduced to wrestling?
I was about 10 when I discovered it on TV, and then it was kind of cool though to be a young wrestling fan, but also getting to, like, I guess, I got to go away each weekend and do wrestling moves. I was by no means good at all.
Right.
Terrible. But it was fun. It was like a good thing that I got to do in my teens. It kept me off the street, kept me kept me on the straight and narrow. If anything, it was a good thing.
And so 5 years later you moved to the UK, right? And you go to Liverpool.
Yes,
right.
I lived in Liverpool for I spent a lot of time there from when I was about 17, 18 onwards, up until moving over to the States 2 years ago. And that was, again, a really good experience. I loved living there. Really good city, Liverpool. I got to spend a lot of time all across different cities all over the UK and all over Europe, because it's so close to everything. So that was a really good time for me, being able to live out there and experience it.
Is there a particular reason why you picked Liverpool over anywhere else?
Well, I have some family there, so I was like, shit, if anything goes wrong, I should probably go. I should probably be, somewhere close to family. I was out there visiting family, and I was really close to the All-Star Wrestling School where Dean Allmark was head coach, and I went and trained there, and then I started getting I started working for Brian Dixon and doing like the holiday camps out there, like Butlin's camps, and it's been a really good experience. I learned a lot out there, made a lot of friends, had a really good time.
We're talking with Toni Storm. This is AEW Unrestricted. Thanks for being with us. And Toni, we talked about 13-year-old Toni beginning, 18-year-old Toni moving to Liverpool, had family members there. Talk about the role your grandparents have played in your life.
Quite a big role, actually. My mom and my grandparents had pretty much raised me, so I have like a close bond with them. So it was so I was, they were able to help me out when I would by the time I'd moved to the UK, and it's good to have as much family around as possible, because I'm really close to my mom and my little sister, but they're in Australia. So at least when I moved to the UK, like, I had some people, which was nice.
You've said previous interviews that Jeff Hardy was a huge influence on your wrestling career. What's it like to now work with him and whatnot?
It's pretty cool. Yeah, I was just I had my match with Jamie Hayter right before him and Darby Allin last night, so it was pretty cool.
Right.
Really cool. Makes me feel like I'm doing the right thing. If I'm rubbing shoulders with people that I grew up watching, it's pretty cool that I get to share the same locker room, and it must mean I'm doing something right.
What about him as a performer stuck out to you?
You know how it is when you're a kid and you see Jeff Hardy. It's that kind
Jumping
of
off the ladder.
Yeah, that excitement like no other. Got to see him, sat back row at a 2007 live event in Brisbane. Got to see Jeff Hardy. Just total fanatic as a child. Just that energy, the charisma. Just everyone loves Jeff Hardy.
Everyone does. Yes. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. It's just incredible.
Talk about the first time you met him. How did that go?
Just nothing much to report there. Just said hello. Don't want to act like a crazy fan or nothing.
Right.
But it is cool. It is cool. I have mad respect for Jeff Hardy. I just think he's incredible, and he's been going so long, and he's still taking crazy bumps. He's just crazy man.
I know. Yeah. Crazy man.
It's awesome.
I saw him limping backstage after his match with Darby. He was kind of just limping around.
Everybody saw him limping.
Yeah, limping around. And I said, man, are you okay? He said, yeah, I'm fine. I said, yeah, you are now.
Yeah.
Wait,
it's fine. As he limps over to medical to get ice.
Right. Just amazing.
I feel like
things
that's
he does.
the Jeff Hardy walk now. The Jeff Hardy walk is a limp.
Yeah, it really is.
I feel like it's more like the veteran limp. Like you've earned it.
Yeah.
You see some guy kind of walking down. It's like, oh yeah, no, that's so and so. Okay.
I know the walk. Yeah.
You've had some really incredible matches so far on AEW television, both on Dynamite and on Rampage, and I know we're going to see many, many more. But one of them that I want to talk about is you and Ruby Soho teamed up against Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter in the opening of a Rampage episode recently, and it was very good. Like, I went back, I watched the match again. It was just super awesome. I love the chemistry that you and Ruby have. What makes that chemistry work so well?
Oh yeah, I definitely feel that chemistry. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just because we're very similar people, gone through very similar experiences, very similar careers. I feel like we have a lot in common, so I kind of knew going into it that we would just have this excellent chemistry, and we did, and I really felt it. I'm feeling that chemistry a lot already, like with not just Ruby, but being in there with Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter. Like, those women are making a lot of noise right now, and it's exciting to be in the ring with them. Yes.
As we're recording this, Toni Storm and Jamie Hayter had their match in the first round of the Owen Hart tournament. Very special being in that tournament, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's incredible to be a part of, and to be first round. Me and Jamie Hayter, I was definitely feeling the pressure of like setting the standard. Like, we've really got to have a good match here, because this sets the tone for the tournament going forward. But I had a great time winning. I had a really good time last night. That really, I feel like every match that I'm having here so far is just kind of reigniting that passion more and more than I thought possible. So, last night was a huge part of that.
It was a great match. It really was. Toni, you should be proud of it. It was a very exciting match. I was glad to be able to be there for it, and I was.
Thank you.
I love to give Jamie Hayter a hard time. You know that firsthand.
I've seen. Yeah,
you've seen, right?
It's good.
So
I'm a big fan of it.
No, I saw her at the airport day. I said, "Hey, great match, Jamie. Great match." She said, "Thank you." I said, "Were you in it?" I couldn't recall. I know Toni was in it. So
I love it. I love to hear it.
And of course, she gives me a big shove. So anyway, the
best part is this is probably happening at 5 a.m. in the morning, so everyone's just tired and grouchy. Like, that's how I drew it up in my head. Oh, right. So great.
You gotta be careful too. She's probably like the strongest woman I've like ever been in the ring with. Seriously,
isn't she? Yeah, she just.
Oh my god! I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to give her too much credit or anything, but I felt like an infant being thrown around there. It was pretty cool.
No, it was funny. So we get to the back after the match, right? And like we're talking about stuff, checking in, making sure everyone's okay. And Toni just goes, "So strong, just so strong." Just looks at Jamie. So strong. Just
strong.
Just real strong. Just strong. Just keeps saying it.
You could just kill me. You could just kill me. Like, I'm powerless to it. I'm gotta be really careful.
Oh,
no,
boy.
she's good. She's trained, but I lived with her actually for a few months.
Oh,
and like that girl trains. Like, she would go to this garage gym for 2 hours straight, and like,
yeah,
you could hear her like screaming and Jesus, like she's. Legit. So, like, I knew going into this match what I was up against. Like, yeah, she's gonna kill me. It's gonna be it's gonna be good.
I think when I found out I was reffing this, I came up to you too. I was just like, "Hey, so you guys are gonna beat the shit out of each other, right?" And you're like, "Yeah." It's like,
yeah,
awesome. Yeah, we're all gonna regret
definitely.
This okay,
definitely gonna be that.
I got some more. I got some more ammo now. When I see her next time, I say I talked to Toni, and you just. Don't you know? You were just so stiff in that match. I mean, can't you just lighten up?
So unprofessional.
So unprofessional.
No, I can't say that because someone now will quote me, and you'll have some wrestling side be like, "Toni Storm reveals Jamie Hayter is unprofessional." That's always what happens with everything.
You're right. You're right.
You're 100%. Oh my god!
Shut up and don't say a damn thing about what I say. Right, guys?
We're having a good time. Ripping on each other. We're all friends. We love each other. God. You get it. Take your wrestling website and you know what to do with it.
Shove it up your ass.
Shove it up your ass. There you go.
Shove it up your ass.
There we go.
Okay.
Shove it up your ass. That's the clickbait title. Toni Storm says, "Shove it up your ass." That's
all I got for all of you. That's all I have to say. Shove it up your ass.
all right. Less shoving up your ass and more back to anything else. So I know Tony Khan reached out to you. And I think you said that you're thankful that you're getting a second chance in your career. Did you think that you were done with wrestling when you left WWE?
There was moments, like, at first, definitely. I was like, oh, well, this is shockingly terrible. I've got to leave forever. This is me done. And then, it didn't last long, because I quit, left, sat on it for a while, and... you get that wrestling itch. I really thought it was dead. I really thought I was done. I'm not done. I'm never done. I'm one of those, I'm a lifer. I'll probably be around until I'm old as hell, and I'll probably have kids that wrestle and,
Got it all planned out.
I'm here for life. There's no, I'm probably, What else am I going to do? I don't have any other qualifications. I don't like anything else.
Right.
I never showed an interest in anything whatsoever. I didn't really go to school, so yeah.
Well, once you're bitten, hey Toni and Aubrey, you'll agree with this. Once you're bitten by this bug, right?
It's a hell of a bug.
It's a hell of a bug. It's hard to get it out of your system, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we get it. We get it.
And before every match, I'm like, why do I do this? This is the worst. And then after, I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Or like go through the curtain, you're like, oh yeah, no.
This is what
I love this. Is yeah.
Absolutely.
We
are talking with Toni Storm. You're listening to AEW Unrestricted. We have more. We'll talk about her run in Japan and much more on Unrestricted.
This is AEW Unrestricted, the official podcast of All Elite Wrestling. Your hosts, Aubrey Edwards and Toni Schiavone, here with the wonderful and amazing Toni Storm. We were talking a little bit earlier about how we're all very tired and we see each other at the airport at 5 a.m. I'm rocking a energy drink today, like my good personal friend, Toni Schiavone, because I just got off a plane. Toni, I hear you had an interesting travel story today. What happened?
Oh, you're not going to believe it. It was quite an interesting morning, to say the least. I'm on like 8 a.m. from JFK going home. You know how it is, early flight, not much sleep, kind of getting through. You're kind of waking up on the plane as it's taking off. And so I'm sat on plane and we're about to take off, but there's a bit of a delay, but the captain's like, it's fine, I've just got one more, like 10 minutes to go. We'll be up in the air shortly. And there's this commotion kind of somewhat beside me. And I just have to get this off my chest because it was the most wildest, ridiculous thing I've seen for a while, seen for a minute, and I just have to tell people. And this guy just, I guess he didn't want to wait to go to the bathroom. I guess he really needs to go to the bathroom. So he had this empty cup, and I shit you not, he just was like, man, no, I can't. I'm gonna piss myself. I can't piss myself. And like
he whips it out,
like straight up whipped it out, peed in a cup. I'm not lying. This happened beside me. A full flat. It's like stacked. It's full, and there's this cup. I can hear the cup filling. But I'm like, what do you do in that moment? I'm like mortified. I was like, does this happen? Does this happen regularly on early morning flights from JFK?
Don't think so.
Because it was just insane. And this woman beside him was like, oh, it was a whole commotion. And then immediately after, this is where it gets weird. Immediately after.
Wait, that's not weird yet?
Okay.
Hold up.
So a few rows further back, like you hear this announcement, the flight attendant's like, there's a very special person who wants to ask a very special someone a special something.
No!
And then I turn around and some guy is proposing to his wife, but like I'm looking at this guy who's still holding his cup of piss, who like I have to look at him to look at this guy who's proposing to the woman of his dreams on this disgusting flight. And it was too much all at once.
Yeah, it
was. But like the worst part about the whole thing was when we were taking off, like he's juggling this cup. I was mortified. I can't, it's one of those things where it's going to take a while to get that out of my head. It was right beside me.
So he's juggling this cup full of urine.
Yeah.
And you're taking off and you're thinking this thing is going to slosh around any moment now, or he's going to drop it, worst of all.
Yeah.
And now you're thinking in your mind, if I'm right here, I can ding and get the flight attendant, but then again, it'll delay the flight another hour before they get his dumb ass off and throw him off or something.
Oh, yeah. And then we landed and there was police standing right there. It was off.
Were they? Oh.
Yeah.
They took him off the plane? Good.
You know what I'm thinking? Like, flight attendants yell at me if my bag is slightly sticking out of the little seat thing and I'm being told off. And then a guy cannot sit next to me and just straight up take a piss in the seat beside me. He better be arrested. I'll be following up on this case.
So the flight attendants ever say anything? No, this is a tremendous story. This is worth a whole segment in itself. Yes. So listen, all this thing about Stardom can wait. So
screw it.
That's right.
I got more important shit.
So the flight attendants say something to him at all?
Well, the woman beside him like gets the flight attendant and they're like, "Is there a problem?" And she's like, "Yes." And like there's commotion, but I think they try and keep it calm because like I guess no one wants a cup of piss slung at them, and like I didn't want to. I mean. Yeah, you can never cause too much commotion when someone's holding a cup of pee. Just so you know, guys, that's my wisdom for the day. That's my advice.
That's how I like to live my life. Just
don't try and reason with people.
Especially if they're holding a cup of pee in one hand and their cock in the other. You just never know.
No,
be careful around that kind of behavior. Up in the air too.
Hey, well, Toni, congratulations. This story is going to live in infamy in my mind. I can say that right now.
You're welcome.
Okay. So when this episode airs, take the link and send it to whatever airline that you flew and say, "Hey, this was my experience. Can you please give me some free airline miles?"
JetBlue, I'm looking at you. This was my first time flying JetBlue, by the way, and this is my experience. So
wow.
I'm going to put that on the rating card.
Putting JetBlue on blast. You guys let people on
who piss in cups. Always pee on the plane.
We're talking with Toni. We're talking with Toni Storm, and we're talking about a variety of things. And you said that wrestling in Japan, quote, made me grow up. Can you expand on that a little bit?
it's a really crazy experience living out there. I was like 20 years old when I first did like my first Stardom tour, and I'm living in basically you go out there and you live in what is known as the Gaijin apartment, like where they jam all the foreigners in one big room together. It's tiny.
Right.
It's like 3 bedrooms, tiny, and sometimes it'd be like 6 or 7 of us. It's crazy. Quite the living experience. Quite a fun experience. Did it for a while. Did it for a few years, and I got the best training. Well, like as I was doing all this, I made friends. I had some really fun matches. Really good. It was I felt like I grew as a person a lot going through that system.
You had an incredible run in Stardom, including being the World of Stardom champion, the first non-Japanese wrestler to hold the title. What does that mean to you?
I mean, it means a lot. I didn't realize how much of my heart was like still in Stardom. I guess I always did realize, but I guess I never got over it. And it was, I guess I spent so much time there, more than I realized, because just life moves so quickly, that I just have this, I love it out there. I really do. And I love the girls, and I look back on it and I have some really fond memories, and it made me who I am. Like really, it elevated me to who I am. And, it gave me a big confidence boost, I think, as well, with my work. Because I got to wrestle a lot. I got to wrestle long matches. I got to be in there with girls that are just out of this world good. And I guess, all those things kind of, came together and really helped me grow.
We're talking with Toni Storm. In 2017, became the first wrestler to win 2 tournaments in the same year, the Cinderella and the 5-Star GP, which brings us to this question. We got fan questions coming up next segment, but we'll hit this one right now since we're talking about this. This is from Kimmy MTZ17, who wants to know on Twitter, Toni, knowing your previous experience in tournaments like the Mae Young Classic or the Cinderella tournament in Stardom, the 2 tournaments that you won, do you think you have an advantage now over the rest of the field in the Owen Hart Foundation tournament?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I guess you could say that I have a decent amount of tournament experience, and
I would think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping that really helps me in this tournament. And so far, I'm feeling pretty good about it. I guess I'm a tournament guy. I don't know what it is. I just I seem to attract tournaments.
Yeah, put me in there every day. Right, put
it's
me
great.
in there every
week.
It's
a good time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let me wrestle. Send me in there. Put me to work. Make me do things.
If it ain't broke and it makes money, keep it going.
Yep.
Also, I don't know how we haven't mentioned this yet, but I want to wish you congratulations. You got married in February, you and Juice Robinson. So that's awesome.
Thank you. Yes.
How's it working travel schedules out now that you're coming with us on the road all the time? Like, how are you handling it?
It's been pretty crazy because he's back to work now. You know, we're both like back at it. And when we first got together, we were like, it was pandemic. So we had all this time together, and we, and now it's like, bye, but it's good. We, keep it together, and we got a little dog that we have to be home for as much as possible. So we're just constantly like trying to, whether we like wrestle and then we like get home because we can for Ralph. It's really quite lame. You know what I mean? But,
yeah, it's your regular life of 2 people traveling, right? So is there something when you're together besides hanging out with your dog you'd like to do together?
We like to go to the beach. We like to just, we enjoy the outdoors. We just love being at home, to be honest. Like it's kind of weird how much I've changed in the last few years. About 2 or 3 years ago, the thought of going home after a show was like, no, like I just lived for the road. But now I'm kind of like, I like being at home in Florida, and it's good. I like my downtime these days.
Sure.
It's weird.
I'm with you. Nothing weird about that at all.
No.
Yeah, I used to be such a crazy cat. I still am, but I just go home a bit more now.
Right.
So when we're at home, we just like chilling. We like to eat. We like to grill. We're just the typical Floridian newlyweds. On a postcard, there we are. That's us, Joe and Toe, on the beach in Florida. near you. I don't know what any of this means.
She's just delirious from the pee in the cup still.
Yeah, I mean, a guy peed beside me today, guys. It's been heavy.
After you wrestled a banger of a match on TV, just never know when it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's such a trip. It's like
what? Oh, what
too much to unpack.
Anyway, too much to unpack. Well, one of the things that I've been really grateful for in meeting you and meeting all of the other wonderful people we have backstage is learning all about all of the things that make us tick and all of the individual things that we are passionate about and we talk about. And I'm getting to you talking kind of more openly more about your mental health struggles with anxiety and depression. So one, thank you for talking about all that stuff because I always appreciate it. Two, what inspired you to speak up about all this stuff?
I don't know. It just kind of feels good, doesn't it? It's good that you. Yeah. I just think it's good to open up about stuff and not keep it so uptight, and you'll go crazy, and then you'll be like on a early flight, peeing in cups, going. You want to, get it out there and turn to people that you can trust. And I've found about doing that is it just encourages people to do the same and seems to help people. So yeah, it feels good.
Yeah. Toni, what do you do on a daily basis to take care of yourself to manage stress?
Well, right now I feel like just this year in particular it's radical self-care at the moment. I'm just really taking good care of myself. I'm going to the gym a lot. I'm drinking my coffee. I'm eating my salads. I'm getting my sleep in. I don't drink any alcohol whatsoever. Just to keep a clear head, clear mind. Because, I went through a hell of an ordeal not so long ago. And it was quite like the toxic, stressful situation. But I feel like I've really been doing well coming out of that, better than I thought, really growing, really maturing, and taking really good care of myself, more than I ever have. So I think it's important for me to be like that so that I can deliver these matches to the best of my ability. Because to be honest, there's been times in the past where I just haven't been in a good spot mentally, and I've seen it in my work. I'm looking back at some of the stuff I've done. I'm like, wow, that was terrible. I was totally not in the right mental state. I was not in a good state of mind. I wasn't taking care of myself. I was really down. I wasn't talking to people. I wasn't asking for help. But I don't know, something happened last year, I guess, where I just kind of snapped out of it and was like, right, I'm gonna take care of me and me first, because I'm not good to anyone unless I do that. So I've undergone this transformation of just keep a clear head and just get your shit together, Toni. Yeah. Toni Schiavone, get your shit together.
I'll do it. I listen. There's things that I do here at the house, for my mental health, and things that I do on a daily basis. Alexa Pro, and there's also
it does help.
I'm kidding. And see therapy, and just keeping a clear head. That's important, man. I'm
keeping
with you on that.
Calm as well with the adrenaline as well. I found that wrestling at a young age kind of spiked my adrenaline a lot, and I would let it kind of escalate. And I've been living a very fast-paced lifestyle for a long time since I was in England. When I was in England, in the UK, I was hustling. I wasn't stopping. It's just been non-stop ever since, and I never took that time to sit back and take care of myself and get it together. And then I was like, well, I'm just going to do whatever it takes to be okay. Who cares about anything else? Who cares about what anyone thinks? I got to do what's right for me.
Yeah.
And I think it's important. Everyone's got to do that.
And you've been living a fast-paced lifestyle since you're 13. I mean, we've kind of chronologically and now look at you at age 20. I mean, my gosh, 7 years later. Wow. Tremendous. We're talking with Toni Storm. We're having a delightful conversation about a variety of things. When we come back, it's time for fan questions on Unrestricted.
This is AEW Unrestricted. Toni and Aubrey here with wonderful and amazing Toni Storm. We've covered mental health. We've covered pissing in cups. We've covered a lot of wonderful things. Wonderful and not wonderful things. There's just nothing really. I mean, the wonderful thing is that he didn't spill a cup of piss on you. Like, I'm the queen of silver linings.
Full on anxiety. Like when the plane goes up and it's shaking, you're like, I don't know how turbulent this is about to be. And this guy's got a cup of piss and he's juggling it beside me. There's so much anxiety. Too much anxiety, too early in the morning.
All right. Well, less anxiety. Now we have awesome fan questions, and I'm really happy the fan questions came in before they heard about the piss in the cup story.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Well, no pun intended, but we have AEW Liquid on Twitter asks, I love your rock and roll attitude. Who's your rock star inspiration when you enter the ring?
Nikki Sixx. As you can tell, I've got his little line tribute on my, yes. Huge Motley Crue fan, so Nikki Sixx.
Rock and roll girl we got here with us. At Lamora wants to know, Ruby Soho once mentioned having to make a big adjustment to her cardio once she made the jump to AEW because of the longer matches. Did you have to sort of adjust your approach to wrestling since you've been a part of our company?
To be honest, since pandemic, I find it's been like wrestling so sparingly is really difficult. No matter how much cardio I seem to do, it is harder. Definitely, I don't know what it is. Whereas if I'm wrestling consistently, I don't seem to notice. I feel fine. But when it's like I wrestle 1 week and then it's like maybe 2 weeks and then it's like 10 minutes here and 2 minutes here, it's like, oh God, it is. Yeah, it's pretty difficult. But with my radical self-care, I have been getting through it, no problem. I've been eating my fruits and vegetables, ladies and gentlemen.
There we go. Beacon of health, Toni Storm. Caffeine.
Not really.
I don't know how. I don't know how people don't do life without caffeine, so I fully support it. We have a question from AEW Showcase on Twitter. I'd like to know if Toni has a favorite memory during her time in Stardom over in Japan.
Oh God, so many memories. I have a lot of good memories of vague memories of doing karaoke with a lot of the girls out there in Stardom.
Vague.
Really good memories. You know what was really nice times for me out there was after every Stardom show, they like get everyone in the ring and we all do a big bow to the crowd, and there's like we all do like a "this is Stardom" pose, and I always loved doing that after the show because we would just all be like, you know, and a bunch of us would be kind of silly, and it was, you know, it was nice. It was good times, and everyone really like bonded and connected, and it was I loved doing that, like in places like Korakuen Hall. I loved wrestling in Korakuen. I the whole experience. It's really hard to narrow it down to just one thing. There's so many precious memories of so many nice people out there. It's good, yeah. Hard.
From at Toni Schiavone 24. What's your go-to karaoke song?
Oh.
Oh God. I mean, I don't do karaoke anymore, guys. So, during those days, you know what was so funny? Like one time, it was it's quite late in the night. I wasn't intending on doing karaoke this night at all, but I ended up doing a lot of karaoke. You know, where it's kind of Moorish. You kind of get into it and like you don't want to stop, and then like everyone's like, "Go, you should do it," and then they're like, half an hour later, they have to wrestle the microphone off you, and like they're all covering their ears. And somehow I was singing Minoru Suzuki's entrance song. It's in Japanese, and I don't speak Japanese, but I was singing it, and I was good. Well, I think I was. And then a bunch of those little bastards had their hands over their ears. What's that about? Bullshit. A great singer at Minoru Suzuki's entrance song.
That's tremendous.
Oh boy. I was reading through the questions earlier, and I'm going to skip ahead so I have the chance to ask this question because I find it fascinating. Ryan Krotz on Twitter asks, I've heard that your mom was so supportive that she sold hot dogs at the concession stand so you could wrestle. Is this true?
Yes. So when when I first started, I wrestled for this company in Australia called IPW Australia, and we would have these weekly shows. Every Saturday night, we would have a show in these little industrial sheds, like an industrial shed. Like, no one would go to them. Like, it would usually be moms and dads, but we were there every weekend putting on a show like it was like our life depended on it. And my mom would go to them, and like, I was really young. I shouldn't have been like, wrestling with a bunch of boys, but it was a way for her to kind of, I guess, be there and support me. And she got into it, and everyone knew my mom, and like, she's made a lot of my sets of gear, and she's been really supportive through this entire journey. So yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm gonna have to find a photo or something. There's mom selling hot dogs.
Oh,
yeah,
she's so good.
At Thomas McCauley asked, being from the Gold Coast, did you ever watch Sea Patrol?
No, I guess not. I've never heard of it. Didn't really watch too much TV growing up.
Yeah.
Just watched wrestling, just,
very clearly.
Running around, just wrestling, being silly.
We have a question
from... There's that
Nope.
conversation over, isn't it?
That's it.
Yeah.
Question answered. Move on. That's right.
Guess not,
nope,
bitch. We're going.
It. Sorry.
Well, the next step is for you to obviously go and watch it, but whatever. Question from lovely Lance Lumley. Huge Toni fan, especially since she's into the 80s rock and roll. What's her favorite Motley Crue album and song?
Oh, God. Why is this always favorites? It's going to drive me nuts. My favorite song is Same Old Situation, but you know what? It changes every day. Some days it's Home Sweet Home, sometimes it's Wild Side, and no particular album that I favor. I like all their old stuff. I didn't quite like the 90s stuff, like that when they didn't have Vince Neil. That's all I'll say. I'm not going to talk too much about this. I'll sound like a nerd.
Oh, no. I mean, do you want to talk about Motley Crue more than you talked about Piss? Because then otherwise you're a person who's really into Piss, and that's weird.
Wow.
What if I am?
I mean, everybody's into something. Yeah. I'm not here to judge.
This will be the latest headline.
I'm just saying, this
Toni
is the record.
Storm reveals that she's into Piss. See,
wow.
They're just going to like copy and paste a transcript on like a fucking ringsidenews.com, and like now it's going to sound like I'm actually into it, and then all these idiots will read it and just straight up believe it. My mom will be messaging me next.
Oh, God. Well, just let you guys know at third segment, 5 minutes to go, this officially went off the rails, if it hadn't before.
It hadn't before? What are you talking about?
Okay, we're going to go back to Chris Broadbeck, who wants to know, aside from the Japanese lettering and the umlauts on your gear and name, what cultural influences from your time in Europe and Asia have found their way into your daily life? Toni Storm.
Like what stuff did I take with me now from living in Japan?
Yeah.
My obsession with noodles, probably.
Okay.
My obsession with the food. I like crushed. It's funny you ask this because I got off that plane today after that whole ordeal and just crushed sushi rolls because I don't really eat much on show days. And that was my refeed. Like, my love for Asian food is just ridiculous.
I'm with you.
It's embarrassing. It's so I'm obsessed. What else? I don't know. Would love it if I had one of their toilets in my house. That might be my next investment. You know the Japanese toilets. Why is everything I've been talking about today bloody toilet related? What's wrong with me? It's embarrassing.
We are just the conduit. We are just the conduits for what you want to talk about. Okay.
I can't
That's
do
just
anything.
us.
Oh my God. Oh wow. I'll share a quick story because I totally agree with the Toni Storm loves food thing. So the first time I met Toni was a couple years ago. We were doing Mae Young Classic. We actually didn't get a chance to work together. But after the show, we hung out together, and wherever our hotel was like right across the street from an IHOP. And I swear, I have never seen girls put down that many pancakes before in my life. But I think everybody.
So you know what I'm talking about then.
Oh yeah, no, it's like what?
So when
the
I
IHOP menu.
Sushi today.
You crushed like 4 dozen rolls. That's the picture I had in my head because we went to the IHOP. You're like, you know what? birthday cake cupcake pancakes sound good, and then a stack of like 6 of them with like party cake sprinkles and frosting come out. And I think you also ordered an omelet and also ate that.
I do that. Me,
but you also so like you had so many bruises all over your face because you had wrestled 4 times that day. So the waiter was just looking at us like,
my
what
face
is wrong
wouldn't
with
stop
her?
bleeding. My face wouldn't stop bleeding. I was worried it was gonna like fall into the pancake topping. It's so bad. I do like anyway. After show. I don't care. Like from The Simpsons with the donut machine episode. That's how I am. So you know. So you've seen how I am with food. I don't know. Like on show days, I don't want to eat. Oh, I'm too stressed. I'm like freaking out about the match all day. And then when after, oh my god, like I don't know what comes over me. There was one time. If you should see me with wings sometime. If you really want to see me put on a show, give me some chicken wings. Like mess
I want to see that.
Chicken wings.
I want to see that.
I kind of want to see that.
Yeah. If I'm at the right level of hunger, I'll like demolish stuff. Like I could eat like a whole cake.
I believe it.
I love
Zero
that term.
effort.
I love the term. If I'm at the right level of hunger.
Got to be at the right mindset.
What that means. As I was saying it, I was like, I don't know where I'm going with this, but hopefully someone will know what I mean.
Oh, God.
Oh, I feel you. We just became best friends on this podcast. You don't know it, but
we should go and eat sometime. We should just like go. Because we should just go like hit up a buffet.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, we're going to Vegas soon, so that's gonna happen. Oh my god, right?
You know
for a whole week.
For a whole week. Have you seen those places that have like the giant lobster and stuff? I want to find something like that and just like because
we're gonna have to roll Toni Storm out of the buffet every day in Vegas. Just like
if
what
you
hotel
let me
did we end up at today?
Yeah. If you let me loose around some peel and eat shrimp, like I might never stop. Like never stop.
All right, I want to hit one more question here. Let's go through, and I hope this doesn't bring back bad memories because we went on a positive note. But Ed Kane wants to know was the pie in the face thing at WWE the final straw for you, and who greenlit that segment? Okay,
I mean it's food, so I'd assume it was okay at first.
Well, if you must know, I was actually quite happy with that segment that day because it was a lot better than the original idea. The original idea was like I was called up and asked if I was comfortable with having my shirt ripped off or something. Like they wanted to do this whole angle where it was like they were gonna rip my shirt, I was gonna be all like embarrassed in my underwear, I guess. I don't know. And then when you're asked if you're comfortable if you're to do that, and it's like literally people are being fired every single week. It's like, well, yeah, I'm
sure, I'm comfortable.
Yeah, I guess I
can become comfortable very quickly.
I guess I'm gonna be doing that. But then a lot of people fought to like not have that happen because that would have been terrible, a terrible idea. So to be honest, the pie was actually like it was quite a sweet treat in comparison to what it could have been. So. In hindsight, I don't really mind. It was quite fun. You know what? I'm not even mad. People think I'm so mad about that. I think it's hilarious.
Well, as you said,
covered in pie.
As you said, it was quite sweet. And if you're at the right level of hunger,
you know what I mean? We're just talking about how much I could just demolish food, and then they go throwing food at me. So that was okay. That was a good day. Not painful memory at all. That was.
This is the perfect punctuation of your time there. It's like you got to end it with food.
That was one of my better times.
Toni, you are so much fun. Thanks for your time today.
Oh, my God.
Thank you, guys.
And now with all the pertinent information about AEW, here's referee extraordinaire, Aubrey Edwards.
AEW Dynamite is on TBS Wednesday nights, 8 o'clock, 7 Central. AEW Rampage is on TNT Friday nights at 10 p.m., 9 Central, TNT, TBS. We're on all the networks. And then we're on YouTube Mondays with AEW Dark Elevation, on Tuesdays with AEW Dark. Both are at 7 o'clock, 6 Central. This podcast comes out Thursday mornings on all of your favorite podcast platforms. You can just search for us, AEW Unrestricted, and then Monday morning, afternoonish, depending on your various time zones, you can watch all of our pretty faces talk about dudes being on cups and airplanes.
That's right. And Toni Storm can follow her on Instagram at Toni Storm _. That's TONISTORM _.
I am Aubrey Edwards.
My name is Toni Schiavone.
Yes. And this has been great. Toni Storm, all of us, thank you for listening to AEW Unrestricted.